Hello, I'm Jessica and I'm going to tell you about kayaking. I've been an active kayaker for over 20 years and I have taught kayaking to children from ages 8 to 18 and to adult groups as well. My kayaking experience is limited to areas along the East Coast, mostly in Virginia and, more specifically, in Northern Virginia. This is a picture of a kayak that I own. Although not all kayaks look like this, it is a good example of most of the features all kayaks have. I highlighted the skeg in red. It is a simplified, stationary rudder that helps the kayak track, or glide straight, through the water, which many recreational boats now have and is, in my mind, the most important feature. For a long time, if you wanted to kayak, you had to choose between these two main types. On the left, the long, narrow kayak is the touring kayak, for the open ocean, and on the right, in red, is a whitewater kayak for navigating rapids. Within the past 50 years or so, a cross, or a hybrid between the two, has formed for the more casual boater. A recreational kayak is a type of kayak that is designed for the casual paddler. They are the most popular and account for the biggest sales. They are generally between 10 and 13 feet in length, which make them slower than the longer touring kayak and faster than the shorter whitewater kayak. They are also wider than either, which makes them more stable, and they are made out of cheaper materials, which makes them less expensive. This is a picture of a touring or sea kayak, and it is meant for large open bodies of water, with a deep natural skeg that makes this kayak track quickly through the water. For this kayak, you should use a long, narrow, feathered paddle with the blades perpendicular to one another to cut down on wind resistance and allow the kayaker to paddle a greater distance with less effort. Unlike the touring kayak, these small, rounded whitewater kayaks are easy and quick to turn, making them highly maneuverable. For these kayaks, you want a shorter, broader paddle to dig into the water for tight turns and to help you complete a roll if you flip underwater. These kayaks are also referred to as playboats for the flips and sharp turns they can make in the rapids. Again, these recreational kayaks are great for lakes and slow-moving rivers and streams. They will not perform as well in the ocean as the sleek touring kayak or keep up with the maneuverability of a whitewater kayak, but they are the best of both worlds, in my opinion, and as you can see in this picture, they are also used for lots of recreational sports like fishing. Tandem kayaks are for two people and come in all varieties except for whitewater. The ocean kayak on the right is also called a sit-on-top, and it's pretty much unsinkable. This is a great boat for stability and cutting through choppy ocean breakers near the shore. The inflatable kayak I'll go into greater detail on. I have worked extensively with these kayaks through summer camps and other programs. They are inflated by electrical or hand pumps, and these kayaks do not have the durability, stability, or the ability to track well that any of the other kayaks have. Although they are very cheap, trust me when I say they are not worth the price. Here is some of the equipment that you will need to get going. The life jacket here has narrow shoulder straps, allowing the kayaker the full range of motion with their arms. The bilge pump at the top of the picture is handy for getting water out of the boat, should you get a little soggy from water accumulating in the bottom of the boat from waves or tipping over. Here I've listed some of the places in Northern Virginia where you can buy a kayak. The dollar signs indicate where something is more expensive or where it's less expensive, although keep in mind, for the price, you're going to get what you pay for. The only difference there is the rental companies, which will sell their boats at the end of the season, and typically, this has the best value for your dollar. The best way to learn how to kayak is just to begin. I've taught many people over the years, and I have found that the best way of teaching is by doing. As soon as you get going into the kayak and get the feel for it, you're going to figure out that it's a lot easier than you thought it was. Paddle blades are curved and cupped, similar to a spoon. When paddling, you want to scoop the water back, aiming the rounded edge of the blade in the direction you want to go. To go right, you need to paddle on the left side, and to go left, you need to paddle on the right. For a backstroke, all you need to do is turn the paddle and scoop water to the front of you, paddling backwards. Falling out of the boat is not a big deal. You have your life jacket on, and you should be with a partner who can hold the kayak steady while you clamber back in. You pretty much just want to do this however it feels most comfortable to you. I don't mention rolling over here because with whitewater maneuvers, you would need to take a course and consult an instructor. The first kayaks were developed by the Eskimos over 4,000 years ago. They used these boats to hunt on large open lakes, rivers, and oceans. These first kayaks were constructed from stitched steel or other animal skins stretched over a wood or whalebone skeleton frame. Today, kayaks are made of a wide variety of materials, from wood, which you won't see much around here because they can break or splinter on rough surfaces, to fiberglass, which is highly durable and meant for the open ocean. Polyethylene is used for most recreational and whitewater boats and comes in different levels of hardness, allowing for flexibility. The most important thing to remember about kayaks is that they are supposed to be fun. Over the years, I have held kayak races at camps where the contestants paddled on an upside-down boat, 5 at a time, or practiced flipping over the side. Don't be afraid to get wet. That's what it's all about. Where can you get wet, you might ask? Make sure to take it easy your first time out and go with an experienced paddler. In Northern Virginia, the weather can change from a sunny day to a thunderstorm very quickly, so make sure to watch the weather. If you're thinking of beginning whitewater kayaking, make sure you have a very experienced guide. There are many different opportunities for you to begin kayaking in Northern Virginia. Great Falls and riverbend parks provide excellent whitewater, although you would need a guide to get going here. Recreational and touring kayaking can be done on the Shenandoah and Potomac rivers, although you will find whitewater here. Lakes and reservoirs are also a good opportunity. There are many different kinds of kayaks, especially recreational boats, for you to choose from. So if you're going to get started, make sure that you do the research, pay the price that you expect to pay, and get it from an experienced seller. Enjoy your time on the water.